tutorial, and this time it looks like another one wide item elevator, which it is, but this one can only be done in Pocket Edition. And the reason for that is it uses observers, and it basically does the same thing as the torch one, just a little, I don't know, I tend to like this because it's another use for the observer. It's still easy to do. The torch one, only problem is I noticed is with my other design, it only goes a certain height, and then you have to start adding stuff like the repeaters and stuff like that. And with this one, you don't. Basically, I was wanting to do a tutorial on this the other day, but I ran into problems, and it's a problem that you gotta know before you start doing it. You have to know your height, your block height of how high this is gonna be before you build it, because this design you cannot add on to it. If you add on to it, it will not work. The only time the part that you added on will work is the very last pulse. And it might work here and there in, it might work a little bit in between, your first block going and your last block going, but you will lose a lot of items if you add on. There will be a lot of items stuck in the middle somewhere. So if you do it all in one piece and not have to add on to it, then you should not have any problems at all. So let me go ahead and just run through this real quick. Unfortunately, it's an item elevator, so it's not really real quick. But we'll just let it do its thing. I'm going to go in a little bit and see how the blocks are going. The bad thing is I already had this video recorded, but I had audio turned off, so I'm recording it. That's why there's two builds of two of the same here, but that's okay. I'll just build another one. There'll be a third one here. I mean, that's the only thing in this world. I'm gonna start breaking up for you guys. I'm gonna start breaking up my worlds so that if there's a certain map that you guys want, instead of having everything on one map, I'm gonna break everything up for you guys, and I'll have maps for different redstone creations, because I figure it'd probably be a little bit easier for you guys to do that. But then again, some might think it's going to be easier to do one map, but I figure I'm going to try doing the individual maps and see how it goes. But let's go over what's happening here before we get into the tutorial. Some of this is, just standard setup for item elevators, comparator coming out, reading the dropper. This is down lower than like my last build because of the lamp. If this was up here, it would want to light that lamp. Well, actually it would if I also added this little step up here. But I needed to keep it away from this lamp because all these repeaters here are delaying these hoppers from shutting off. That way it gets as much back and forth pulses, or gets as many pulses as it can before it gets locked back up. And keeping that down like that, if the torch was, or if the lamp was down here by the torch, the torch would already, or would basically make all this obsolete, because once this comes on, this torch comes on, the lamp comes on, all these extra pulses mean nothing because it can't read it anymore because it's being powered by the torch. So if you move it away from the torch, all these extra pulses go through and make sure it makes sure that all your items make it up. And what I did here with the monostable was kind of add a little bit more stability to it, because it actually becomes very unstable because it moves too fast. This system moves too fast for the blocks to move. So this adds a little bit more stability, allows it to slow down just enough that all the items can make it up there with no problem. Because of where the observers, they have such a short pulse that it makes it so that it can be kind of difficult to get everything up there without some stability. So we'll go ahead and start building this, and it is pretty quick. We'll put our torch there, and right here I'll go ahead and drop that repeater there. And let's see, that's 4, and let's see, yeah, that would be 4. Alright, drop the dust right there. Okay, and then it goes down to the ground. And we're actually going to need that dust there so I can put blocks above it. And we'll go ahead and start with this. That way I know, because I don't remember how many blocks that is. Dropper. And we'll come in here, put our half slab right somewhere in there. Or not. There we go. Alright. And put our block right off the front of it. Alright, comparator, dust, and a torch. And from here, we just put our blocks, bring them down. Oops, only gonna need 3. Your 4th repeater is actually is on top of the droppers. So let's see, we don't need chest right now. Get our hoppers out. Put that one there. Whoops, wrong button. Crouch mode. Come around to this side. Put another one there. And go back into crouch mode real quick. And let's see, we'll put a repeater there. And we'll put our dust there. And then just bring your other repeaters down. And all set to 4 tick delay. And we'll put our item in there now. Just drop one of those in there. Alright, we don't need that there yet. Actually, it could have stayed there. I'll go ahead and put it back. Alright, and put our block above it. Makes it easier, because then all you have to do is put your comparator. And then off the front of this, you're going to need a half slab. Not there. Right there. And we're going to put a block, full block, whoops, not there, full block right there. Alright, and dust there, full block up, repeater right in front of this block. And then we're going to go ahead and bring these up and over. And break those ones. And bring this down. Again. Alright. And let's see. Right here is where it's going to step up. Break that block. And we're going to need some lamps. So with our lamp there, and then move that one. And let's see, our dropper, we'll go ahead and put that in now. Go back into crouch mode real quick, and I got rid of just a little too early. Alright, let's swap that back to the lamps, because we're going to need that in a minute. Alright, for our comparator, put our repeater, and dust all the way up to there. Put your item in the bottom. That way it's off. Don't forget the dust right there. Alright, and from here, we'll go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and it's easier doing it this way, so go ahead and actually, I don't know why I'm doing this way. Just do it like this, and just every other one. And go up a little bit more. And we'll finish it off there. Yeah, I can go up a little bit more. Why not? Make it more realistic height. Alright. And from here, all we're doing is putting an observer off of each lamp on the front. So when you guys are building this, remember whatever your block height is, you're going to need to divide that number by 2. One half of that number is going to be lamps, and the other half of that number you're going to have to double that, because for every lamp you're going to need 2 observers. So it's pretty heavy on the observers, but the observers are not, they don't require anything that's difficult to get, because I know anytime I've gone to the Nether, I've gotten stacks of quartz, and all it requires is quartz, 2 redstone dust, and 6 cobblestone. So from here, we're going to do a block and dust, and notice the block is at the bottom of the observer, and we're going to do this all the way up. It's pretty simple, and just dust block all the way up. Oops, not high enough. And almost done. One more block, one more dust. Last thing to do is just bring all the droppers up. Go into crouch mode. Ah! It came out of crouch mode. And finish it out by having this one here above the dust. And I'm going to go ahead and put a chest up here since I'm here. And that should be it. This is a very quick build. Oh, forgot crouch mode. Alright. Let me go ahead and double check everything. Make sure everything's ready to go. We got our items in there. So let's go ahead and just throw in our items, see what happens. Alright, everything's going. Step back and watch the lights. Oh dang, I forgot. I got volume up and it's raining. Dang it. So you guys probably didn't even hear part of that video. close we're getting here. Alright, all items made it. Just remember guys, when you're doing this build, all at one time, don't do it in pieces. Make sure you have, if you guys do this, make sure you have all your materials. Well, make sure you have all your observers, all your lamps. That's the one thing that has to be done in one piece. The rest of it, you can do it whenever. But the observers, make sure you have enough observers in your lamps. And you should not run into any issues with the signal continuing all the way up. But that's it guys. If you guys have any questions, you know I'm always around. You can hit me up on here by leaving a comment. You can, my Google Plus community, Practical Redstone, or just send me a message on Google Plus Hangouts. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. Lets me know that it was a good video. And if you guys feel like leaving a comment, please do. I always try to get back to the comments as fast as they come in. And if you guys have any comments about other builds that you wouldn't mind seeing, please leave a comment for that, because I have no problem doing video or doing builds that people ask me about. I know I've been asked in the past about them, so if you guys feel like doing that, please leave a comment about what you would like to see, and I will try to get a couple builds of it out as soon as I can. And as usual guys, if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I like being able to show people how to do different things with redstone if they don't know how to do those certain things. I'm here to teach you guys. So that's about it guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, and make sure you guys keep having fun.